from the CABL. Glad to have them.
Yeah, Tom, it's certainly a nice transition to make for guys that might be getting a bit older. In fact, I got to play last week with Ray out on the Colt 45s. Had a blast doing that. You have, I believe, is it 8 teams in the 40 and over division? You have some in Dayton, some in Cincinnati. Is it that way in the 50s as well?
Yeah, actually, it's a Cincinnati and Dayton league. In the 40s, there are 7 teams, and in the 50s, there are 8 teams.
Okay, and I've had some guys, I put it up on Facebook the other day, my experience playing the other day. Some of the guys asking, how many games do you play? Where are the games played at? How do I get a hold of somebody if I want to play? So if we've got some guys listening right now that might be interested in playing a bit more, how will they get involved? And kind of tell us where the games are and how many games you typically play.
Okay, we play about 15 games a season, and frankly, there are a lot of guys that play both. Guys that are over 50 that are still doing pretty well also play down in the 40s, so they're playing up to 30 games. Like I said, since there are Cincinnati and Dayton teams, there are fields in both cities. In Cincinnati, we play at places like Withrow, Roselawn. A lot of the weekday games are played at Heritage, which is out in the Ross area. And up in Dayton, we use Centerville Fields, Schoolhouse, Oak Grove. We played a bunch of games at Rice Field this year, and we also use Bellbrook High School. Anybody's interested, they should go to our website. The easiest way to find it is to Google Miami Valley Roy Hobbs, and you'll be taken to a site. It's called League Lineup. And within League Lineup, there is a tab called About. And in About, there is Contact. And if you click on Contact, my name will be there, and it's spelled Huetter, and you can send me an email. So our season this year is pretty much wound down. Our last few games are this week, and then we get into playoffs. But we'd love to have people for next year. I mean, I'll compile a list, and if we have a bunch of guys, maybe we can create a new team, or certainly I will do my best to get guys on teams that are looking for players.
Oh, that would be great. I know you've got we have the 20-team behemoth we have with a lot of guys that seem to graduate to that next level to play some more baseball games. And obviously, Ray and I got involved in that the other night. Had a lot of fun doing it out at Heritage Park, and seems like a lot of good competition. It was funny, Tom. I looked over on the other side, and I saw Jason Murray. I saw Mark Reynolds. I saw several CABL guys over there.
Yep.
It's kind of cool how a lot of those guys still stay with it and are still playing against each other, even at an older age.
Yeah, and like you said, it's competitive ball. Like the CABL, it's very competitive. These guys have all played high school ball. Some have played college ball. It's just not, we've had some guys come out and frankly not very good and can't play. And it's like, you really probably are not a fit for this league. When some of my friends ask me about playing baseball, of course, the first thing they think of, you just play softball and you're a bunch of guys. After the game, you're drinking beer. No, it's not that way at all. It's very competitive, but at the same time, we have a lot of fun. We've been playing against each other for years now, so all the guys know each other, so it's great.
And Tom, that's a good point. It's that you made there, that some guys, whether it's the talent level and lower, it opens it up for everybody to come out, have a good time, be able to be competitive. As well, and to just get some ball playing in. And it allows a lot of us older guys, I guess, if you will, that have played throughout the leagues through Cincinnati over the few years, a chance to get back together and see each other. And to Jason's point, we're playing Thursday night against the Dragons, and we got Murph, and which Murph is a teammate of mine on the CABL right now. Of course,
right.
We go against each other, but just having like Chuck Gentry, who I've been playing with Chuck ever since I got back into baseball in the CABL. We started out there back when it was the Roy Hobbs League back then, and it's just a blast to get to see those guys again, and it opens up for a lot of that. One thing, before Jason jumps back in here with it, is Tommy, we'll talk offline, but to help out with getting some players and getting some more information, I can stand up a website for us for the Miami Valley that will also link into the current website. But we could put up we could put together a Gmail account, or if you've already got an email account that you want to use for the league, we can have some guys just send you some information and let you compile that list, and we can send it out to everybody.
That would be great. Yeah, because that's always the first thing I do when someone says they're interested in playing. What is your level of proficiency? When was the last time you played? And then, where do you live? So we try to hook up guys with teams that are close to them,
right?
And so forth.
I'm guessing when you do the scheduling, probably a lot like we do with having the 3 Dayton teams, I'm assuming in the midweek games you have Cincinnati play the Cincinnati teams, and you try to make the Cincinnati versus Dayton games on the weekends.
Yeah, and obviously a lot of guys are still working, so the games typically don't start until 6:30, and that usually allows us to get the games in. But weekday games are only 7 innings. It'd be unusual to get a full 9 innings in. And I'll mention the 50s. All our games are 7 innings. In the 40s, the weekend games are 9 innings, and the weekday games are 7 innings.
Oh, great. A lot of guys are used to that anyway. So certainly it's been a great partnership we've had with you, Tom. I know we've worked together the last 3 to 4 years working on schedules and fields, and I certainly appreciate all your help you've given us. And if we can get some of our guys out there, like I said, that are zeroing in on 40 or 50 and they're listening to this podcast, it's a great league. Better than some other senior leagues you might want to join quality-wise, I can tell you that. Woodbat's real baseball. Certainly want to get some more guys out there, and it's great. Like Ray said, it's great to see those guys playing even further down the road. Guys we played with in our 20s, no reason we can't play with them in our 40s and 50s.
You got it.
Well, Tom, we appreciate you joining us here in the Hot Corner. Sounds like some games this weekend in the Miami Valley Roy Hobbs. Best of luck to you there, and good luck on the end of the season and as you go into the postseason.
Thanks. Take care, Jason. Take care, Ray. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Tom. If you'd like to be on the Hot Corner or know of someone who might, please let Ray or I know. Always fun to give some background on the teams and players making news in the CABL. Well, looking at the week ahead, we have some good games on the schedule. In fact, we play Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So make up games on 2 of those days, plus the regular 10 games on Wednesday. We'll start out with Tuesday night out of Franklin, the Knights and the Braves making up a rainout from earlier in the season. On Wednesday, the Suds and Deerfield will meet up at Riverfront. In fact, they're going to continue a game that was tied at 8 in the 11th inning. And once they finish that game, then they'll play their regularly scheduled game. This one could have a huge impact on the standings. So we'll keep an eye on this one this week. That's certainly one of the candidates for the big games of the week.
Out at Testerman, we've got the Brew Crew going against the Tigers. I'll try to remember that one here as I see it. And then we have my Colt 45s. We're going to take on the Meridians out at McNick.
That should be a good ball game. First time you guys have seen the Meridians this year, and it's become a pretty good rivalry over the last couple of years. Orioles take on the Expos out at Westchester Baseball Complex, and the Hooks travel up north on I-75 to take on the Mudcats at Franklin.
Your Yankees take on the Sting out at Sycamore, and then out at Action Sports, the Dayton Braves will take on the Mighty Knights out there.
Yeah, second night in a row. Those guys are going to get sick of seeing each other. I know I get sick of seeing Taylor Fisher after 2 nights in a row.
Sometimes you get sick of seeing him after a couple innings, but
yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't maybe take a couple innings to see Fish. I kid if you're listening, Fish. Of course, the other guys, I'm sure, will tell him all about that. The second night in a row, the Knights and the Braves will do battle. Dragons and Bulls out at Schuler. It's a shame that Pete Levitt just pitched. Curious to see how he would do against that Bulls lineup, but I doubt we'll find out if he had 19 Ks on Sunday. Probably over the pitch count. Probably see him the following Sunday. Dodgers and Hustle out at Foundation. 6:30 start time on that one. Hustle took care of business in the first matchup. Dodgers looking for a little payback on that one.
And then we got the Flying Tigers will take on the Reds out at Crosley. That game is going to be at 7:30 out there. And then we've got the Thursday game. You guys are going to take on the Orioles, and that game is at Sycamore, correct?
Yep, and that game is a makeup from a rainout that happened on July 17th. The Yankees, with the fewest games played in the league, need to get one more in there to kind of get us caught up with the teams we're battling. 2nd through 5th, tight as can be right now. So that could be a big game for us. Hopefully pick up a victory. So that's your schedule. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, lots of good games to pick from.
Yeah, that's takes us out there to our Game of the Week.
And this week's Game of the Week is brought to you by Hand in Hand Realty. Are you looking for your next home or even your dream home? Call Hand in Hand Realty of Kentucky and let them help you get into that home today. Hand in Hand Realty is independently owned and operated and has 5 locations to provide you the service you deserve. With offices in Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, Southeast Indiana, Hamilton, and now servicing the Lexington, Georgetown areas in Kentucky, They can cover our tri-state area to help find you the home you're looking for. Call John Vince or one of their many agents at Hand in Hand Realty to get started today. Or to get more information or even browse listings, you can visit their website. The website is handinhandrealtyky.com or call 859-331-8800. That number again is 859-331-8800. Hand in Hand Realty. Find a new place to call home.
So now it's time to go ahead and pick that game, and I'm looking up and down the schedule, Jason, and I'll be honest with you, I'm going to kind of, I think with me, I'm going to stick with the Suds and Deerfield game, kind of the doubleheader there, is that could have some significant changes in the standings. So I think that's going to be my game of the week.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. That is 2 times tonight. I can't believe I'm saying it, Ray, but we are in unison tonight. That's going to be a huge 2-game set there between Deerfield and the Suds. Suds trying to hang on to second place. Deerfield right around 7th. They can possibly get into 6th place there, but these games will have a huge impact not only on those 2 teams, but also on the Meridians, the Yankees, and the Bulls. We'll all be doing some scoreboard watching and keeping close tabs on what happens out there at Riverfront. That'll be a huge 2-game series. So I'm with you, Ray. Deerfield Suds, that is your game of the week.
Yeah, that's going to be sorry again for the late cast getting out. Jason and I both been pretty busy over this past week, and whenever we play at Highlands, I'm usually busy for a couple of days out there getting things ready. This time of year, there's a lot since we're not playing out there every single day, there's a lot to get prepped up, and so I was out there working on Highlands, and with the heat and stuff, I was just wore out. So we and Jason had a little bit of commitment with his wife there. And,
your wife's birthday had to be around for the birthday. And thank you for that. And I'll pass along that to the wife, but not to forget about. But a lot of times, you guys don't know, we record this sometimes on Thursdays, and you and I were busy last Thursday night at Heritage Park.
Yes, we were. We were out getting to play together. That was other than Florida. I think that's the first time we've got to play together, and I'm glad that you're able to join the Colt 45s and the 40 and over team, and as we talked on to the on our hot corner, bringing in our man Tommy. Guys, if you want to get out there and get those over 40, there's a 40 and over and a 50 and over league. Make sure you get in touch with one of us. I will update on a future podcast, and we'll also put a thing out on our website too to link you over. I'm going to help out Tommy and get some things going to help build that up a little bit more if we can, and get some more teams out there.
Yeah, lots of fun. You can never get enough baseball in, and I had a blast. Thank you for inviting me to come out and play, and hopefully I can get back out there soon and get some more games in. Had a blast playing with the 45s.
We even had you a jersey.
Yeah,
out there with
you know what? Yeah, I show up and there's a jersey that has my name spelled exactly the same. Now, a little backstory on that. It's Denny Earhart, the current pitching coach for St. X. Played with the Colt 45 some, and I show up and sure enough, they hand me a jersey with my last name on it. So that worked out really well. You guys definitely surprised me with that one.
Yeah, that was a pretty fitting there for that to come out, and again, it was a good night. We had a good time, and we'll do that again.
Pretty cool coincidence. So a couple other things, Ray, to touch on before we leave this week. All-Star game coming up about 2 weeks out, 2.5 weeks out, Thursday, August 29th, 7:30, Foundation Field in Hamilton. We're going to be there live doing a cast, and I think we're going to need a helper. If somebody wants to help us out with the 2 cutoff men, we are going to need a little bit of help with the lineups, defensive alignments, things of that nature. And certainly, if you'd like to help out, it's a great event. Come on out there. We could use an extra hand to help us with some things. And I know I'm looking forward to getting out there and enjoying a good night of baseball.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. We actually, I ordered a banner for us to be able to hang up and stuff for our first live podcast and everything, and I'm excited to have that out there, and I'd like to get all the guys out there sign that thing for us when we're done and have a good time, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. Again, if anybody wants to help out with all the different little odds and ends, reach out to us. The Brew Crew will also take volunteers to help out anything and make it as easy as possible, but they do such a great job, and we've been pushing it here on the podcast, and we'll continue to do that. But make sure even if you're not playing, please come out and root on your fellow players and the league.